This is a little box turtle shell that I found. Sea turtles are kind of amazing. The spine is connected. Echinoderms like sea urchins. It's just exquisitely beautiful, this type of radial symmetry. He's a party beetle. My name is Jenny Kendler. I'm a multimedia artist and environmental activist, and we're sitting here in my studio. I make everything from tiny, delicate, fragile sculptures to large, interactive public pieces. I'm really interested in the way that people use tchotchkes or other decorations around their homes as a surrogate for a connection with the natural world. So that's why I'm choosing porcelain birds in particular, because I feel that in our society a lot of people have a sublimated longing for connection with the natural world that's just missing in a lot of people's lives. So I'm using this term rewilding, which is an idea that's really fascinating and important to me, and essentially making it literal with these birds. So having them become grown over with lichen or with mushrooms or fungus or moss. But this is an important art material for me. It's an amazing symbiotic organism. They're colonial organisms that are both fungus and bacteria, so it's a cross-kingdom symbiosis, and I love this idea of incrustation. It becomes this sort of natural decoration on top of pieces. And so what I'm doing is taking this lichen and covering the head of this green heron. And then what I end up doing is I have a special patented treatment that I use bookbinding glue and some other things to sort of archivally treat it so that it's preserved. That's a little bit absurd, it's a little bit funny. The faceted helmets that you're seeing on some of them, I think of them a little bit as inspired by the stealth bomber, so that it's this idea of deflecting. I guess what I'm thinking of here is that it's protecting the birds from something like from poachers or from environmental degradation. And that's one thing that's so interesting to me about the idea of cryptic species or camouflage in particular, is the way that the careful viewer or the diligent eye is still able to pick things out and enjoy them. The most pleasurable part is when you get this really great idea. I mean, it's better even sometimes than making it, because it's never as great as it was in your mind. The one thing that I've found as I've progressed as an artist is that you can never make this happen. You have to just wait. But it is a natural rhythm, and you just trust that the ideas are going to come back again. And I've started to learn, okay, yes, I always get good ideas in the shower. I always get good ideas when I'm going to sleep, when I'm laying in bed. So I keep a little notebook next to the bed. This is exactly where I want to position myself. I would like to be an artist working embedded inside of an activist or science-based organization. So I talked to Elizabeth Kaur at NRDC, and she told me that she would like me to be their first ever artist in residence, which I could not possibly have been more thrilled about. It really feels like, it's not a job exactly, but it feels like a dream job. So one of the upcoming projects that I have with NRDC that I'm really excited about is called milkweed dispersal balloons. And essentially what it is a food cart for monarch butterflies. We're going to be handing out balloons that are clear, filled with these little guys, milkweed seeds, which as you can see are beautiful and fluffy and float around. And I've used them in work before. In fact, I've had gallery shows where I've sort of filled the air with these, and they're pretty delightful. So we're going to be putting them inside of balloons and pinning them to people's shirts with little pins that have fragmentary macro photos of monarch butterfly wings. And then what we'll be asking people to do is, as they disperse and go about their business throughout the day, to take these balloons home with them and go, say, onto a porch or in their back alley or their backyard and use the pin to pop the balloon, which releases the seeds. And these are tenacious little guys. They will plant themselves in alleyways and parkways and backyards and provide food for monarch butterflies, because milkweed is the only food plant of the monarch butterfly. And unfortunately, the reason that milkweed is in such decline is because of a chemical that you're probably familiar with under the name of Roundup, which is glyphosate, and it's created by Monsanto, whose headquarters happens to be in the city of St. Louis, where Marfa Dialogues will be this year. So we'd like to let people have a chance to actually participate in making these butterflies both more resilient to climate change and also giving them food sources in an urban environment, which really is actually quite practical. I think it'll work. And I think it's really exciting for people to get a chance to feel like they are making a real tangible difference.